trying to figure out timing on what to do when. I can't put the shelves up yet because I ordered the brackets. They'll be here in 2 days. I think I need the shelves in place before I put the tub in place, so I'm not standing in the tub while putting the shelves in place. And then I just finished painting the top of the tile here and putting some caulking in, and I'm going to do one more strip of paint so I can color match the caulking with the paint, because there's a slight difference. So I think what I need to work on right now is the faucet, and that is going to go right here. Can you guys see that? Yeah, you can. Now, this is not a standard American-based faucet system. It's a little bit on the funky side, I guess, in terms of the way that it is put together. So we have this brass base that is very securely screwed to the floor. There's a block between the floor joists that it's screwed into. It ain't going nowhere, but it's really only being held on by these tiny little threads on this pipe here, so it's really not that strong. So this will thread into the pipe or into the base right there. Because of how close it is to the wall, I can't put on this base cap to make everything look all pretty. I would have to cut this base cap to fit it against the wall, but because this is going to be behind the tub, I'm not going to worry about it, so I'm not going to install that. The way that this is all plumbed together is a little, this is where the funkiness comes into play. So let's get this out of there. So basically these two hoses, are they hoses? I guess they're hoses. I have to put them in the pipe first. Are they long enough to... They're going to be just barely, I mean, look at that, it is just barely long enough to fit outside. Oh man, this is going to be a little funky. All right, so yeah. Now these little pieces have some O-rings on them, and they screw into the head unit here. So they go in to these, and yeah, hot and cold. Are they at least color coded? Let's see. Yeah, red and blue. Okay, so at least those are color coded, but you can't really see them because they go in the pipe. All right, because of the way that this is designed, this is as much, that's the maximum amount of extension I'll have, and that has to go down through the subfloor into the basement or crawl space area where I have to connect it. And those are not standard connections. What I basically need to do is take the hoses that they gave me, and I need to connect them to the standard hoses for American Plumbing here. And this is the end result that I'm looking for. I think it's a 3/8 inch compression. And then down below, under where I'm sitting, I will have the on-off valves that we're all used to seeing inside of our cabinets, our bathroom cabinets, to turn the water on and off. So these are gonna unfortunately have to be in the crawl space, but I think that it'll still work out. So this will attach there, this will attach to the PEX lines that are currently down there, and it should give me plenty of, it should work. I basically have to have it all connected. I'm probably gonna have to actually take, yeah, I'm gonna have to take this off because I can twist this into place into the base here, but then I can't twist the head onto the, because it's going to hit the wall. Yeah, and this thing, that turns, but this will hit the wall if I try to turn it. So that's what I need to do. I need to start by taking the base off. All right. Enough yapping, let's just start piecing things together. Let's see, if this were to be there, those aren't going to fit. Yeah, those aren't going to fit. I'm going to need a bigger hole. Well, shooting bobbers. We're going to try with just one for now. This guy, put it in, so that goes in here. This is just temporary. I just want to kind of play things out a little bit. Okay, so that will go in there like so. Since it's only one, I can slip it in there. These are really fine threads, really easy to strip. So I'll be careful. Yeah, look at, that's his, swing this guy around. That's it. I only have that much space, or that's the length that I have to go into the floor, and I'm going to need to double the size of the hole for sure. All right, so that'll go like that. You see that? Just like that. I didn't realize it went above the tile. It's okay. Yeah, that's only going halfway into the floor. So I'm gonna have to make the hole bigger so I can fit both line sets in there. So this is how it's going to be laid out. But now what I'm wondering is, when we originally put this bracket in, you can see the original holes aren't lining up. And that's because when this thing is fully tightened, so that way it's nice and stiff, I can't turn this, because then these things hit the wall and it's not, you know, square to the wall. So now it's out a little bit further than what we had planned. So I need to put the tub in place. Put the tub in place here and make sure that it doesn't hit the side of that tall faucet there. First. Actually.
No, is that the back?
Yeah.
Kinsley.
What are you doing, Kins? She's like, oh, I didn't like that one bit. We have to go the other way, don't we?
Yep.
Got it?
Uh-huh.
Okay. That thing is just standing on its own, so. So, I gotta figure out, I need a light. There's about a ½ inch between the wall of the tub and the faucet, but I think it's gonna work. We got lucky on that. Good. And now that these two pieces can fit side by side into that hole, I can get all of this stuff put together and screwed into place, and then I can go underneath and get it plumbed, and we should have a functional faucet here. So the way that I have this set up is I've tightened the extension rod, or the whatever this is called. I've tightened all these pieces up together so that way when it's secured to the floor, it's nice and rigid. And I used tape to mark where the pieces should line up, so I know that they're nice and tight. And then it's also going to be in the correct position when because I've already figured out exactly where this thing's going to go. just like this. So that way it's square to the wall and it's exactly lined up with the drain hole that's right here. So it's centered to the tub. So all of that has to be aligned perfectly to get the perfect alignment that I set up. All right, does that make sense? So I can start taking it apart now and piecing it all together. So yeah, here we go. Okay, there's that. Okay, so the end piece is off. All right, so I already have, so I just need to tighten the cold water. Just need to tighten this in place. Because I want to make sure this thing doesn't leak. I don't want to have to take it apart again, because that means taking it off the floor, taking the whole assembly apart, figuring out where the leak was. What a hassle. Okay, so that goes in there, and then the hot water one has to be fed. Now, how do I know which one's the cold down below? I think what I'm going to do is take some tape and just put it on the cold water. Okay. So let's feed the hot water one up. And now I have to keep the extension bar in place, but low enough to where I can still work with my hands. This one's a little more difficult because I don't have as much wiggle room. Oh man, that's crazy. Okay, so let's just, don't strip it either. No, that's not, I should be able to do it hand tight first. I don't want to strip these threads. That would be at the end of this. And that's in there. It's snug. It's very snug, but I don't think it's over tightened. Okay. And now I gotta get this riser bar to perfect. Perfect. Okay. Those lined up nicely. All right, and then sticking out down here. So I have to get this one in there. Oh no, don't tell me I needed to do that first. I don't know if I can get, I'm having a hard time oh, there we go, got it. Phew. All right, perfect. Those line up nicely. Okay, to join the two together, I'm using a 1/2 inch to 1/2 inch brass adapter with Teflon tape, securing it really tight, because if it's gonna leak, this is where it's going. There we go. All right. Okay, I'll line up my holes. Okay, make sure that I'm squared with the wall, which should be right there. Okay. All right, there we are. So I'll take it off and get that tape and stuff out of there. But there we are. It's in place. Now it just has to be plumbed down below and check for leaks before I put the tub in place. All right, with a little bit of trial and error, I got this thing all plumbed. Yep, I guess. Connected to the water lines. It doesn't leak. It did leak once, but I fixed that. I wasn't irritated at all. Nope. And I just got this thing recentered to the tub drain here, and therefore to the tub, and it now functions. So do a, let's see here, what do we got it on? Let's do it on this guy up here. There we go. Cold water, hot water. Sweet, we got ourselves a functional bathtub faucet. It also has this hand wand right here. It's pretty cool, it works nicely. It'll take your skin off though. It's pretty powerful. Okay, so next, shelving, and then I can set the bathtub in, and this area will be done, and then we can work on the vanity. It's coming along. It's coming along. Let's get that to be straight. There we go, that's better. That's better. So we have a couple things to do to get ready for the tub to be in place. And one of those items is figuring out just how much of a slope there is on this floor. I think I mentioned a few episodes back that it slopes down this way. And there are feet on the tub that can be adjusted. So if I take I'm at 3.5 inch here, and I'm at 3 5/8 inch here, so it's only a 1/4 inch difference. It's really not that much, I guess. Let's see here. My first set of feet is 5 inches away from the center of the drain. So if I were to go 5 inches here, I'm at 3.5 exactly. If I go 5 inches here, I'm 1/16 of an inch difference. Okay, that's not much at all. And then the next one is 15 inches away, so about right there. And again, I'm at 3 5/8 plus a 1/16. Okay, and 15 inches here puts me at about there. I'm 3/16 of an inch difference between this set of feet and this set of feet. I am not going to worry about that. 3/16 of an inch is not going to be nothing. All right, so I'll just consider this a flat floor for the most part. So that's helpful. So I've been working on this countertop offline, or off camera, I guess, and it's ready to be positioned and put into place. But the question that I have is, how am I going to do the base cabinet here? And what I want to figure out is, am I going to have the base cabinet be right in the center, or am I going to slide it to the right or to the left? So I've already marked the center of this doorway here. And I'm going to line up my laser line. Should be about there. It's off just a little bit. So if I were to scoot this base cabinet so the center line of the room or of the doorway is on the center of those two doors. Let's see if I can move it with the cabinet on top of it. About there. How does that look overall? I think it looks pretty good overall. So a couple things to note here. There's an overhang of about 1 1.25 inches here. That's supposed to be a little less than 1 inch, like a 1/2 inch. And then over here, there's a very large overhang. It's 3 inches. And this is supposed to be another 1/2 inch or so. And so in the front here, we're at just over 1 inch and 1/8. That should have been 1.5 inches. That's a little bit too, I think it'll be okay once the cabinet is pushed up and into place and connected to the wall better. Yeah, let's see what we're at now. Now it's at 1.5 inches. That's where it should be right there. Okay. So do I want to scoot the cabinet over this way and build a little piece, a little side piece right here, facade piece that just makes this cabinet wider, or do I just leave it as is? I'm going to scoot it over and let's see what we think it looks like. Okay, so it's now scooted over just a little bit. It's not that far off. It's 1 inch off from center. That's not too far off. And the way that looks, I think that looks okay, like that. And then if I build like a 3-inch piece right here to make it so this overhang isn't so much, I think that'll be okay. I wanted to make this countertop as big as I could, but still make it comfortable for the toilet area. And I measured the same distance basically that I had from in the bathroom in the hallway, because that's working out pretty well. So I think that's gonna be okay. It looks a little big, but it'd be nice to have that counter space. Let's just take that off. That looks a little bit better. And if I sit on the toilet, oh yeah, that's plenty of, you guys are crooked, but that doesn't feel crowded at all. That feels cozy. That feels cozy. Yeah, I think this is how we're gonna do it. So then I'll just build a little piece over here to make this overhang not so big. And then I custom cut this so there's a very small gap right there, and it follows there was a bow in the wall. It kind of bowed inward a little bit, so that's a nice fit there. I think that'll look really nice. And then over here it'll fit to the edge right there, and I'm not going to worry about this gap right here because the tub's going to be back here. You won't even notice it. All right, this is how it looks when it's shifted over that 1 inch this direction. There's a couple things I'm not sure about. So the first item is the placement of the outlet here, this outlet box. With this mirror that we have, which we could get a different mirror if we needed to, but If the mirror was set lower, like in the hall bathroom, then this would cover up the outlet. The outlet could be moved. I'm not sure I'm going to use all 3 bays in that box. So I could just make this a cover plate and then shift everything over here if I needed to. That's an option. But then also, when the tub is in place, I'm wondering if this is going to feel a little bit too crowded with it over that extra inch over there. Scooting it over that extra inch that way might give it a little bit more space into the tub. And then definitely have to build, like I said, something here because that overhang looks a little silly. So I'm not really sure how I'm going to lay this out. So I guess for now I'm not going to. I guess for now I will think on it, and tomorrow the brackets for the shelving arrives. I'll install those. We'll get the tub placed in here, and then I'll start laying this out here. I think that'll give me a better feel of the space before I make a decision, and then ultimately place the holes for the sink and the sink faucet. So I guess I wait.